Hi, welcome to P's Friday work video. This video will review the work that you need to do this weekend and what we discussed in class. So let's get started. As you know, this unit we're learning about the history of Earth. And the history of Earth is divided into 4 distinct eras: Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. For your lesson, you are going to learn about those eras by watching a play pause it video for each era. So in Tuesday's folder, and everything of course is in the Unit 1.1, Week 1 folder. In Tuesday's folder, there's a play pause it video on the Precambrian era. Then in the asynchronous folder is the Paleozoic. Friday's folder has the Mesozoic, and the asynchronous folder has the Cenozoic. So these are the videos that you're going to watch. And as you're watching the videos, or after watching them, you're going to use the information that you see in the videos to help you fill out these note sheets. And there's a note sheet for each section. So Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. And you're just filling in the blanks, okay? So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so here is your Schoology page. And what you want to do first is go to Unit 1.1, Asian Composition of the Earth, because that's the unit that we're in. Now we're in the first week of it, so this is week 1, so you want to click open your week 1. And here are your folders. Now there are 2 types of folders. The blue folders are what we start or do during class when we're together, synchronous learning. And the green folder has the asynchronous work that you're supposed to do after class. Sometimes if we don't finish things in during the synchronous time when we are together, you have to do that asynchronously. So let's go ahead and open up Tuesday's folder. So in Tuesday's folder, you will find the Precambrian era video 1 and your note sheets. So just to remind you, what you're finding here is Precambrian era video 1 and the first note sheet. Okay. So what you'll do is in the Tuesday folder, you open that up and you will play the play pause it. Remember, the play pause it is a video that pauses for you to read and answer questions. So after you watch that video, then what you're going to do is you are going to go to your note sheet, and you're using this note sheet for all 4 videos. You open up the note sheet, and after watching the video, you begin to fill in the blanks. So you would fill in the blanks here. So for example, Earth forms from dust and rocks revolving around the sun that is pulled together by, and the answer to that was gravity, so you would fill gravity in here. And you can do that by just simply typing it in. Okay. All right. So after you get those notes filled in for Tuesday, now you need to go to the Paleozoic, and that's in your asynchronous folder. So let me show you where to get those. So let me go right back out so you can see it. If we go back into Unit 1, Unit 1.1, Week 1, and then asynchronous work. So for this week, all of your asynchronous work is here. So if you click on that, Paleozoic is here. It's video number 2. So you would watch that. All right. After watching that play pause it video, so you're going to watch this video, then you go here and you scroll down to fill in these notes after watching that video. So you're going to watch the Wednesday video 2. And then you fill in this part of the note sheet. Okay, you've got 2 more videos. So the next video is going to be in Friday's folder, Mesozoic. So to get to that, and if you want, there's a neat trick to go backwards. You just hit this backward arrow and it'll take you right back out. So now I'm back in Friday's folder. And video 3 is Mesozoic. So I'd watch that. And even though the start of the video looks the same, they're all different videos. So you would watch this video, and now you would go back to that same geologic time sheet And now you would fill out the Mesozoic section. All right, the last video is the Cenozoic, and that's in your asynchronous folder, so that's video 4. So I'm going to go out this way if you want to see it that way. So 1.1, 1.1 week 1, and that's in the asynchronous folder, and that's here. So you would watch that video. And then after watching that video, again, it's a different video, it's video number 4, you would go back to your note sheet and fill in the last section, okay? Okay, so that's how you get to everything. Remember your note sheets, you're using the same note sheet, which is found in your Tuesday folder for all of them. So the same note sheet for all. Okay, now after you fill in the note sheets, there's a lot of information there. So the next thing that you're going to do to sort of help you with that is you're going to condense your knowledge in your notes. So then your notes, remember, you're using a notebook or a piece of paper to take these notes down. All right, so let's talk about that now. Now at this point in your notes, you should already have some stuff filled out. So this was a video that I posted to you all on Wednesday, and it showed you how to fill this out, and I talked about it in class. So some of your notes should already be filled out. Now the section that's not filled out yet was this table at the bottom, and I kind of put these blocks on there just to make it a little easier to see. But underneath your timeline, right, that you're supposed to draw in, you have a table, and it has 3 columns: era, time span, trigger words, okay? Now, for the era, there are 4 eras: Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. You're going to fill those out here. Oops. And the time span will be 4,000 to 538 million years ago to 541 million years ago for Precambrian. Where did I get that from? I got it from the timeline. So your timeline has that information on there, okay? So the Paleozoic goes from 4,538 million years ago to 541 million years ago, okay? Sorry, the Precambrian. Precambrian goes from 4,538 million years ago to 541 million years ago. So that's what you're going to do for your timeline. Or time span, I should say. Now, the part that we went over in class was how to fill in these trigger words. So first of all, let's talk about what trigger words are. Trigger words are words that trigger your knowledge and understanding. So you want to choose words that capture the main idea. So instead of writing a whole sentence, you're just writing some key words or key phrases that capture the main idea of that section. And what we're focusing on for all of these times or eras are the changes that took place on our planet. So let's take a look at how we would do this for the Precambrian. So this is our Precambrian section, and these are the notes that we have, right? So looking at this first one, it says Earth formed from dust and rocks revolving around the sun that is pulled together by gravity to form the planet. So what are some key words there? Dust and rocks, gravity. So I would just fill those words in there, because these are some key things. Like, I know that the Earth is being formed from dust and rocks, and the main force is gravity. The next one, the moon formed from the dust that surrounds the Earth after a smaller planet called Theia crashed into it. So what's the key thing that happened there? We formed the moon. So I underlined moon, and I would write that as a keyword, as a trigger word. The Earth is spinning quickly on its axis, thus the days are shorter. Earth's early days are 6 hours long, and later that increases to 18 hours. So there, it seems like the key word is that the days are short. So that's the key idea. Shorter days, or the days are short. Someone in a previous, in block 4 said faster, so they thought of the days as being faster. So whatever word sort of triggers the main idea, you want to write it down. And then later when you look at that word, let's say you read the word moon and you're like, wait, why did I put moon for Precambrian? Well, you can come back here to these notes to figure that out. Or perhaps later when you read the word moon, you'll remember, oh yeah, I wrote moon because the moon was formed during this time. All right, let's look at a few more together. So the next section talks about meteors, says it crashes into Earth, bringing elements and compounds, including water, that will form oceans and chemical building blocks for life. At this time, the Earth is very hot and the atmosphere is very toxic. So some of the key things I'm seeing there is that, well, one, oceans are being formed, and we have oceans today, so I think that's important. So I would write down oceans. And also the atmosphere is hot and toxic, so that means that there isn't going to be a lot of life. The next section has a lot of information. It talks about the earliest life forms, including single-cell prokaryote bacteria, known as cyanobacteria, and later eukaryotes convert CO2 into O2 by photosynthesis, known as the Great Oxygenation Event. The increase in O2 and the decrease in CO2 help create less toxic atmosphere and more complex organisms. There's a lot of information. And in fact, there's one thing I actually didn't underline, but I could have, Great Oxygenation Event. That could have been underlined because that's a key idea. But when I thought about this, the main thing that would have triggered my understanding of this is that there was bacteria that created oxygen. So I focused just on the word cyanobacteria, so that was the word I chose. Maybe you would choose another word. Maybe you would choose Great Oxygenation Event. Right, the next section talks about the supercontinent known as Rodinia. So I chose that as my keyword or my trigger word. Because if I read that later, Rodinia, I would say, isn't that the planet or the supercontinent that formed on our planet? And finally, we have Snowball Earth. So that I chose that as my trigger word for the last one because it talks about the Earth's climate changing from extremely hot to extremely cold. And so Snowball Earth would be my trigger word. So again, the main thing is that these words are just meant to sort of trigger your understanding when you read them later. They're just capturing key ideas, but they're not full, complete thoughts. Okay, so now what you're going to do is, I showed you how to do it for the first one. And so essentially what you can do is just follow what I have here for the Precambrian. But there are 3 more errors that you need to fill out. So you're going to finish filling out this note sheet, and you're going to fill it out for the Paleozoic, the Mesozoic, and the Cenozoic. So there are 3 more errors that you need to write down their time span using the timeline that you have in your notebook or the one here, and then identifying trigger words from your note sheet. So I was going to have you fill out some more notes in addition to this, but I think this is quite enough for the weekend. So instead I'll have that as your asynchronous work on Monday. For those of you who were not in class, this is a quick announcement. Monday will be a makeup day. So you're going to check your grades over the weekend on Sunday, make sure you're not missing anything. All right, hope you found this video helpful. Have a quality day.